Mark Bergevin's a damn dirty liar. A damn dishonest man, Mark Bergevin. It must have been the day after he had his press conference talking about, all the COVID stuff, and again, not probably making a trade. The Habs acquire centerman Eric Staal from the Buffalo Sabres. Now, Staal is going to be retained at 50% salary, so his cap hit will be $1.625 million, and the Canadiens, the other way, send a third and a fifth round pick in this year's draft. Both the picks belong to Montreal, and coincidentally, the Sabres did not have a third or fifth in this year's draft. So it helps up for both teams. First off, I guess we can ask from the Sabres' point of view, 2 draft picks for a player that wasn't great for them. And again, they're in a bit of a reset right now.
That's, I guess you got to get, I think Will said it too. You got to get what you can get for these guys. Mm-hmm. There's you don't really have much of another option here. You can't let this sit because clearly Eric Staal wasn't happy. And one thing that I did notice, remember when it was 14-day quarantine and Eric Staal was not an option for any Canadian teams? Mm-hmm. It should tell us how bad the situation in Buffalo, that it went down to 7. And he said, you know what? I'll go to Montreal, because I believe he was on his 10-team no trade list along with the rest of Canada. And he said, okay, let's do it. Mm-hmm. It should tell you how bad of a situation Buffalo's in.
He did confirm that as such that the 7 day stuff, it did really help him say, yeah, I'll go. He had his media availability earlier today when he also didn't really want to talk about Buffalo. And then looking at Montreal, we said it, it's not a bad thing to give up picks. And here they get a guy who I don't like people saying that the Habs have gotten a washed up Eric Staal here because, again, the Buffalo effect. But what they get here is now they can sort of bolster themselves down the middle. The 2 young guys, Denobe for the third line guy, and now their fourth line center is Eric Staal. Face-offs, he's not amazing, but he's at, I think his career is 49%. And a big body, too. What do you guys make of this acquisition for the Habs and what Eric Staal can bring to the lineup?
I think it's a renewed, or not renewed, but it's reaffirming that this is a new Montreal team in a way that, for all the moves that have been made, you could just go in now, add another guy that could just be great for them. I think, sorry guys, there's I'm echoing. I think on Adam's side.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Do you have your headphones on?
Just here, keep going.
Okay, I think the acquisition of Staal going to Montreal has been something that reaffirms what Mark Bergevin is talking about and is wanting to build a contender that, it's not going to be another transition year. It's not going to be something where we're going to just make the playoffs and good enough. It's adding in a few guys where you could kind of say that I'm going to go for the run. I'm going to add these key veterans that have been there before that they perform so well. And at the same time, a guy that could play the left side, that can play center, someone who could move around the lineup. And he's proven it. Again, it's the Sabres kind of environment that we've shown with the production. Even when he was traded by Minnesota, he was still a very good secondary scorer.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there, though, in that he cannot just play down the middle. He can also play on the side. There's still an echo, by the way. And I think that's an important thing, because if there is an injury, this is the guy you're slotting up. This is the guy you're moving up.
No, you're not.
Okay, who are you moving up? I'm sorry, you can't play Eric Staal fourth line minutes. I don't think he's a fourth line player.
The echo is still going through Adams.
I'll pause it.
Okay, technical difficulties. Where were we?
Eric Staal.
No, but what were we talking about?
I was saying he's the guy. He's a guy you can move up. I don't think you just play him fourth line minutes.
Okay, if it's like, oh, I mean, like down the middle, you do like you don't take him off and like put him on the wing, but like yeah,
He can't, but he can play the wing though. That is an option. He's done it before.
that's not why they acquire them though. If you're getting like, there are so many guys to be, if they want like Staal, if they need another winger or like insurance for that, they don't get him because they don't need it. Like again, Frolik hasn't played. Like
But would
Staal
you
is
rather play
there.
Frolik or Eric Staal?
Okay, here's the thing. Frolik is like the last guy. You still now have Evans who can move there. You still have Lehkonen who can't get into the lineup. It's just the reason for the move was for the center move, and like they even asked him about it. Staal said today, like, listen, I'm used to playing 23 minutes, but I'm accepting my role. It's just if he's moving up, it has to be in the center position. If one of the young guys are faltering, he's not. The purpose of Eric Staal is not to ever move up and play the wing at even strength. Like that's just not what the move's for. Though I'll tell you what I really like about it as well. His offensive production, I wonder now. Obviously, he's not going to be scoring mad points because of where he's going to be in the lineup. Though there's still a bit of zest with Eric Staal, and it's weird. Like when he got to Minnesota. It just something flicked with him. It's really strange. Like Daniel, I don't know if like you've ever talked to like other members of the Minnesota Hockey Writers here, but I'm wondering like what it was there because it looked like once he got traded to the Rangers for that sort of run they had, it looked like his career was over.
Yeah, I think it's like it's still that hunger he kind of had. He still wanted to play, and it's just. The environments were just not working for him. I think in Carolina, they were already on that transition period towards what we see them with now. He wasn't part of the future, and his numbers were just down. I don't know if that was the case. But with the Rangers, it was kind of the same thing where another veteran-heavy team, and he wasn't necessarily playing the role he wanted to play. I remember he played the left side a lot more with the Rangers, but then when he went to Minnesota, it was the kind of thing where he had a coach in Bruce Boudreau that really believed in him, that knew what he can bring to the team, and it just clicked. And I think the way Stahl's been able to do that is he's just a guy where like he's just so valued in a way that leadership aspect for it as well. Like with Minnesota, like people were shocked when he was traded. Like that was something where that was Bill Guerin's real big move to say, I'm moving things around because I didn't like how things were getting settled here. But I think what you get with Eric Staal now is he may still be able to give you that, but what I kind of feel with him too is that he doesn't mind if he doesn't put up the Minnesota numbers anymore, because you saw in the last 2 seasons with the Wild that he wasn't putting up, the 70 points anymore, but he's accepted his role, and I think that's the most valuable thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like those prospects that fail because they're not like, oh, I can't do 70 points in the NHL anymore because it's not man on man. It's weird. You would imagine that there is another move coming because, listen, I don't think there's been a year that has confused me more with the cap than this season. So right now, their current cap space is $500,000. And this is keeping in mind that right now Paul Byron is on the taxi squad, and these are one of the off days when you're like, why is Nick Suzuki there? Well, ELC stuff, shenanigans. So you imagine that there has to be another move coming.
Is that with Staal in the lineup, on the main roster, or is he not there?
Have him there now.
Okay.
Though apparently there doesn't have to be anything concrete done until he touches, because obviously he's quarantining right now, so he's on the COVID list. So I'm so confused how this seems to work, because I thought their cap space was like $100K, but then they brought on Staal. It makes no goddamn sense, the cap. It really doesn't. Like, they need to. we need to get cat friendly on somehow. Get the guy and be like, can you just explain this to us? Like how the hell this works?
Just so many questions.
So many. Eric Staal, though, I'm excited. He's gonna be wearing number 21. because he's Nick Cousins apparently. Really, really what a weird number. 21? Who
Point.
are you?
Sure.
Yeah, but he's not right now. 21? Like, come on. That's a. I think Mike would classify that as a bad number.
What number was he in Buffalo?
Wasn't he 12?
I believe so. I believe he was 12, which I guess
that's his usual number.
There's your answer to why it's 21. It's just the opposite.
Yes, that's such a hockey player thing. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, it looks like I see pictures of him. It's 12. Okay, cool. And apparently Carolina were interested, but they were going to wait closer to the deadline for a rental. And sucks. I'll take him.
I think they were trying to do a 3-way trade where they also acquired Mark, but it just didn't work out.
I believe that. I would believe that.
I believe he was right-handed.